discuss possible outcomes here with Pete Prisco and Ryan Harris. Ryan, what's your opinion on where the Chiefs are at this point of the season entering this game?
They are in championship form. Not only do you have Patrick Mahomes throwing for touchdowns, they're eking out and making halftime adjustments. But look how the Kansas City Chiefs have gotten Jerick McKinnon involved. You're going to have the Travis Kelce's. You're going to have some of the others. And Noah Gray has been coming along, the other tight end for them. But the defense of the Chiefs has gotten better too. So you add the last 2 weeks that playing for Andy Reid, I know they were trying to find parts of their offense they could maximize, and it's right there, Jerick McKinnon. He is going to be the X factor for the Chiefs. He's playing some of his best ball on top of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and that defense.
Yeah, one thing about the Chiefs, I don't think we've seen the best of the Chiefs yet, though. And that's a little concerning. They've punted 15 times in the last 3 games. That's not who they are. They don't usually punt that much. In fact, that's the numbers the same that they had the previous 6 games. So something's just off. But they've had some injuries at wide receiver, and I think this is an opportunity against a bad defense for them to get that passing game going to the level we expect it to be. Patrick Mahomes had MVP season, but they still have been just a little off. I think today they put that aside as they get ready for the playoffs and look like the Chiefs we expect to see.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a cupcake game in the NFL, but certainly this would be a good game for the Chiefs to get things right, as you said, Pete, coming up against a Raiders team that coming into this season, I mean, they had a ton of hope. They were projected for 8.5 wins. But they're not even going to get to 7, Pete. What went wrong, and what's next for the Raiders?
Well, I think what went wrong is the guy who they let out of the building. I mean, Derek Carr didn't play to the expectations. Let's be real. Everybody, when they went and got Devontae Adams, they thought this offense was going to be prolific and going to be high scoring. They lost Waller for much of the season after he signed the contract extension. That hurt the offense. But more than that, it was Derek Carr. He just made mistakes. They didn't believe in him. And I think they made the change to Jarrett Stidham. And Stidham did some really good things last week against a good 49ers defense. But now there's tape on him. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds against the Chiefs in this scenario. Can he play close to that? If he plays close to that, they'll keep him in the game. But I think they have to run the ball here. Remember, the last time they played, 155 rushing yards for the Raiders in that game and kept them in the game. And I think that's going to be the key here for the Raiders. They have to be able to run the football.
The problem has always been Josh McDaniels for this team. Number one, you had a thin roster to begin with. That's on the coach. Everybody in the NFL knew that the Raiders didn't have the depth to compete long-term in the season, and that's what we're seeing play out. Also, that roster was fairly young, and the few veterans that were on the team, Josh McDaniels alienated. Again, I say that. I've been in the locker room. I've been in the team meetings room with Josh McDaniels. He completely lacks responsibility, blames players for allowing another professional athlete to make a play. He has no confidence build-up or empowerment techniques to employ as a coach. And there have been injuries, as Scott mentioned, that have made a difference with that lack of depth and a young team and a veteran, and the veterans in the locker room split. This is about as bad as it got. There may not be any worse. So Josh McDaniels, in his benefit, can only increase. But I will tell you, it is a shame that a bad head coach like this continues to get opportunities because he markets himself through his success with Tom Brady.
Well, certainly there'll be some soul-searching for the Raiders in this offseason. As mentioned, Chiefs are the expected favorites here. Give us an against-the-spread pick here, Pete.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I just don't believe enough of that defense of the Raiders. I do think it's going to get a little high scoring because we know that the Raiders can run the football. The Chiefs have had problems there. But I'm going to take the Chiefs to put up a number here. I think the offense has a good day, a really good day, and starts to look like the Chiefs offense we expect to see going into the postseason. So I'll take the Chiefs, but I also like it to go over the number as well.
I like the Chiefs. I do like the over, but I've been in these games, guys, and literally before the game, some of the Oakland Raiders are going to tap the hands and handshake the Kansas City Chiefs and say, hey, no injuries tonight, right? No injuries. Anytime that's the initial conversation before a football game, guys, all they're concerned about is getting out of the game healthy and getting to that vacation package they or their loved one picked. I got Kansas City here. It's a tough game to play, and Oakland will be soft. You'll see a couple players make a couple moves to keep their names in conversations in the offseason, but that whole Raiders team wants to get out of that building.
Well, and just a note, too, you both have the Chiefs. Chiefs, one of the worst against the spread picks of the season, a record of 6-10. But you guys both hoping them to come good on Saturday. Our thanks to Ryan, Harris, Pete Prisco for their always astute insights as we get ready for the two games on the Saturday NFL Week 18 slate. These two teams played a fantastic Monday nighter back in Week 5. The Chiefs coming back from a 20-10 deficit and holding on for a 30-29 win. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns in that game. Derek Carr threw 2, and it was Josh Jacobs, as Pete mentioned. He ran all over Kansas City's defense, over $150 on the ground in that one. They're going to need that from him again as he goes for the rushing title. The two teams in very different places. One set to make another run at the Lombardi, the other set to watch it all happen from their favorite vacation spot, as Ryan pointed out.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.